What up? What up? Wednesday night, 7:30. Y'all know what it is. Shout to everybody tuning in to the Boys Club. Oh, see my girl Esby, bright and early. Esby, what up? Shout to Chris. I see you out in Philly. What up, girl? How you? Hold on, let me get my man Rich Dollars in this conversation. What up to all our day ones, loyal, faithful. Rich, what up, kid?
What up?
How you, kid?
Man, slow motion, same old.
Yo, Rich, why I look like you somewhere cold?
Because I got the air on. I am somewhere cold.
Oh, man, hold on. Before we get started, let me make sure I'm set up. We give everybody a second or two to get in the conversation. You want to do the intro?
Of course, why not? Well, what's up, y'all? Appreciate it. You know what we do every Wednesday night, 7:30. It's the Boys Club, Richie D, Sean Prez. We here, you know what I'm saying? Great conversations, the realest conversations. We don't hold no punches. We keep it a buck. And you know, we get into a little pop culture thing, and then we take some questions from you guys, and we try to fix your lives from the minds of men.
Yo, Rich, you're a funny dude. I want you to work on that intro for next week, all right? You're stumbling a little bit. But before we jump into it, for everybody who follow us week over week, and if this is your first time with us, please go on over to our YouTube channel, the Official Boys Club. All you have to do is type in Rich Dollars Sean Prez, and it'll come right up. Please subscribe. If you know anybody who is unable to catch this live, but they love the Boys Club, or you want to introduce them to the Boys Club, go on over there. This show will be up tomorrow afternoon. You can forward it directly to them. So help us spread the word about the Boys Club. Again, to Rich Dollars' point, Sean Prez, Rich Dollars, we are the Boys Club. And this is just unfiltered, very, very in-depth, raw conversation, but it's coming from the mind of a man. So if you are a female and you're in a relationship, if you're trying to get a man, and you just don't understand why men move the way they move, why they think the way they think, why they react the way they react, we have in-depth dialogue. So that's who we are, and it's what we do. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on IG Live Wednesday nights. Okay, Rich, you got your muscle shirt on. 1 minute you looked.
Nah, I had to turn the air off, man. It's fucking cold in here, bro.
Yeah, 1 minute you look like you're in the Arctic. Now you look like you're on South Beach. So we ready to go or what?
Now we ready. We ready.
Okay. So Rich, we should have last week. We got so deep into our conversation. It was something that we needed to touch on, and I'm gonna go backwards because we need to have a conversation around. Puff, your guy.
My guy. Meanwhile,
Sean Diddy Combs.
Huh?
Sean Diddy Combs.
Yeah.
Your big brother.
Yo, let the world see that Rolex. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay. He went public with his new girlfriend. Okay. Sean Diddy Combs, 52. Young Miami, 28. She has a new show on Revolt, Carisha, Please. He's her first guest. This has been out there, but we should have tackled this last week, but we had so much to cover. And I don't want there's so many layers to this that we need to discuss. You and I have conversations about older men dating younger women all the time. Nothing wrong with it. It's been going on since the beginning of time. he comes out last week and they basically was like, yo, we go together. I think that's the terminology that they use.
Mhm.
Is it corny? Is it corny for a nigga above 40 to be going with somebody? Like, I didn't even know how to take that. And I love Puff to death. So we're gonna keep this as respectful to him, because that is your friend, my brother, your friend. But it would be wrong if we didn't tackle some of the shenanigans going on here.
Man, listen, I don't even, yo, Sean, I'm gonna keep it so funky with you. I don't even know how to, when I be looking at this shit, you ever seen the memes where they be like, today's kids will never know? Like, they'll show a
Yes.
picture of like Mariah Carey singing, and they'll be like, these today, or Whitney Houston singing, they'll be like, today's kids will never know. If this nigga Puff was a meme, it was like the flyest nigga in 2005, and he was like, yo, today's kids will never know. Because they, like, the level of which the relevance, I can't imagine that somebody that's been around the world and done all the things that he's done, like, I don't even know how to, I really don't even know what to say, bro. Like, maybe as he doesn't want to get old, maybe she keeps him young. Like, there could be 1,000,001 different things of how this goes down, but I just can't imagine a relationship, a real relationship. And maybe that's why they said we go together, because they was making light of it, making fun of it, and it was just like, it was a joke. But I can't imagine, like, I just can't imagine somebody that's worth $1 billion and that's been around the world 50 times and back and done all these things that he's done in his life. And this is the kind of conversations that they have. This is the kind of interaction that they have. This is what a man that's 52 years old would subject himself to. And ain't nothing wrong with her. It's just there's so much space in everything in between them that it just seems contrived and fake. And I mean, maybe the sex is good. Maybe he's trying to stay young. I can't understand it. I don't have a desire to be, and it's not even about 52 and 28, because I'm sure we could find some real 28-year-olds who are worldly and into politics and just seem like they're just old souls. Carisha's not that. She's a city girl, bro. Like, for what it is. I'm embarrassed for dude, because I'm just looking at the dude that we know from the mid 2000s, and it's like you're trying to hold on, and I don't understand what you're trying to hold on to. Is it youth? Is it relevance? Is it, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, because it just doesn't make sense to me that this is what you would parade out there, like, you know what I'm saying? And then the little Asian girl, I can't remember her name.
Gina.
G, and she's doing her 1-2 step, and then now you know Cassie's boyfriend is, you writing records about Cassie on this 4-year-old record that you got from Bryson Tiller, and and you rapping that you give the world a solid 8 on that record. Yo, bro, it's just like, and this is what you're doing. This is what the city girl, and this is what it's all amounts to at this point in time. And it ain't fly like how, like he would say, like, yo, Playboy, this ain't fly. Like, you and Carisha, the Playboy, this ain't fly. Then you gave her a show on your network, like this ain't, what's going on, bro? Like, then you got Alex Fine out here dropping.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. Stay away from that for a second.
All right.
Okay, you and shout to Crystal Clear, always rocking with us. Shout to Yolanda, so many others I see in the building. Summer, what up? Rich, you answered this a little different than I expected, right? So I'm gonna attack one piece of it, and then we'll go through. You think the fact that he's with a city girl, take her out of it, but she is self-proclaimed. I mean, she's from a group. She's one half of the duo, City Girls, and their whole movement is something different, right? They got women from here to Albuquerque, New Mexico, talking that hot girl summer, this, that, and the third. Got it. Are you saying you got a problem with a older man dating a younger woman, or is it an older man dating that type of younger woman?
Listen, I don't have no problem with Carisha. I actually like her. I don't have no issues with City Girls. I don't want it to come across like I'm saying, like I'm trying to denounce their movement, or I'm hating on them. I'm not. Her whole movement is predicated on old niggas, money, taking your money, City Girls winning, we doing what we want to do, and this is a guy who we were around. I would never in a million years think that Puff would ever, like, he was so fly to me. Like, I used to idolize this nigga. So for me to look at him now and be like, you the old nigga that's trying to hold on, that's not by virtue of.
Okay, so and I'm sorry to cut in. Is he the old nigga trying to hold on because he's dating a young girl, or because he's dating a city girl?
It's the City Girl thing.
Or is he dating?
Let's be clear. It's the City Girl thing, because this is what she stands for. It's what you like.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say dating a city girl.
Yeah,
what
like if you dated somebody that's an old soul that was moving and is cultured and appears to be educated and beyond her years, let's say, and she's moving like this, and you could look back and be like, okay, well, she's different. Like, okay, well, I can understand that there's a conversation to be had. Like, I can understand, like, there's a conversation that they have something in common. Like, there's something there that would make me take this relationship seriously. Like, I don't ever want to put it on it and say that age is more than just a number, because it isn't. It's just all contingent upon that person. But when you look at this, they look like the Odd Couple. It looks like the Odd Couple. And it looks like, from the outside looking in, and Puff is a very, very worldly dude. He's been all around the world 150 times. He's a damn near billionaire, and business acumen is out of this world, and marketing genius, and all of these things. And these things will make you look at and be like, okay, so I don't understand this move. Let's just say that. I don't understand this move. This move right here does not, like, even in the Lori Harvey, Michael B. Jordan thing, like, there's a little age different. It ain't this, but you see where you saw what that was. You understood that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could understand that she was trying to get the stench of, even if it was fake, and I'm not saying it was or it wasn't, but even if she was trying to get the stench of Future off of her and all these other whack niggas that she dated, and he was trying to get the white girls on the boat in Ibiza off of him, and they linked up to make it make sense. It made sense. Like, this doesn't even make sense to me. So I hope it's real love, because if it is real love and they do go together, then it doesn't need to make sense to me. But if it's something that you're doing for Instagram and for Revolt and for Love Records and your new single, and nigga, you could have done 100, you could have done something that would have resonated so much more. So I'm not really understanding this whole relationship for what it is. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't talk to Puff. You might talk to Puff. I don't. But I'm from the outside looking in, my guy. I can't understand it. I don't see it.
Okay. Number one, it ain't for us to understand, and really just taking it away from them, because we always use pop culture
Mm-hmm.
and bring it into real life. Even as you're talking, I don't know how long they've been dating, but I do know when you date a woman beyond a certain period of time, she needs you to let the world know we're an item. Like I'm tired of being in the closet. I played that game with you. I stayed quiet. I didn't blow you up. I need you to publicly acknowledge me. Every girl, every woman out there, I don't care how old you are, 18 to 80, they all start off a certain way. I'm cool with our situationship, if, just to refer to it as that. But at some point, me and you've had this conversation 100 times. You get hit with, we need to talk. What are we doing? And then when y'all have that discussion, a couple of months later, you gonna get beat up behind closed doors, fights, screw face, walking around the house. What's wrong? Nothing. Oh, I'm just somebody you effing. Oh, we can't even be seen together. Oh, you go out and we in the same room, but you gotta act like we just friends. So maybe, whereas that conversation didn't make sense to you, just bringing it into the real world, knowing women, I don't know if homeboy for the last few months was under pressure, like, yo, I just ain't gonna be one of them chicks, them side chicks. You just ain't gonna be playing me out here. You just ain't gonna be not acknowledging me, and I'm laying up, giving you the best of my body, the best of my love making. I'm good enough for you to fly me somewhere and sex you up, but I'm not good enough for you to acknowledge. So it could very well be that, Rich, because it's a lot of dudes out there that has had that same situation, and they just had to be like, yo, you know what? If I'm into her and I don't want to lose her, then I got to go public with her in my own way. So do you think that could be it?
You completely lost me, because I don't, for everything that I just said,
Mm-hmm.
my point was that you being who you are should never be backed into that position.
He's a man. He is a man. I don't care how you see him, Rich.
Huh?
I don't care how you see him. He's a man, and he's dating a woman. And it's funny because me and my girl was talking earlier this week, and I always told her this, and you're going to understand what I'm about to say. But it's a lot of the Jennifer Lopez's of the world, just some of the Holly, some of the baddest chicks out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them ain't being approached. And it's because niggas see them as that public figure. They see them as a celebrity. They see them as an icon. Oh, I can't talk. And I'm always telling her, especially when I was out there in the game, like, yo, they just chicks. I don't care how much money you got, how much you're just a woman. It's that simple. And if average Joe Meatball could get to a place where he is feeling himself and he approached Jennifer Lopez or anybody else, he could bag it. If he spit the right game. Because she's just a chick. You're nothing more than that. And to reverse the tables, I know you see Puff. You said he's a billionaire, he's world traveled, he's this, he's that. I said, nigga, he is a man. And that woman, if she is telling him, I am not going to be in the closet one more day, what are you doing? He got a choice to make if he want to keep her. Bottom line, him going public with her because you brought that out. You brought that up earlier. I'm just saying, yo, I don't care who he is. And I don't care how you see him. At the end of the day, she giving that box to him. She got a certain level of power over him. And for her, she using it. She whatever relationship they got, if he don't want to lose her, I can almost guarantee you she has sat him down one too many times. She done went ballistic behind closed doors talking about, I'm not going to be one of them side B's you got, and you ain't going to be acknowledging me, this, that, and the third. And he just had to come out because everybody knew it anyway.
Well,
that's the thing.
If we're going back to that, then I would 100% agree, because she's in her mind, she's like, well, not in her mind, in her reality, she's like, yo, fuck that. I'm a celebrity. I'm popping out here. I'm doing my thing. I'm fucking Carisha, one half of the City Girls. I'm got my fan base, and you ain't finna treat me like you treat them other closet chicks. Like, I'm not them. So I would 100% get that. So going public, now that is something that I would say that was inevitable, that he has to deal with that was something that had to be dealt with, because she wasn't going to allow that to not happen. Like, you're not gonna, like, I'm a whole superstar myself, right? And you're not gonna subject me to the regular shorty on the block shit. Like, no, definitely not. Nah, definitely not. Now, I'm with you on that 100%.
And guess what, Rich?
Huh?
Guess what? Even if she wasn't a superstar, if she was a woman who carried herself with class, if she was a woman who knew her worth, knew her value, we ain't gonna go there.
If you talking about if she was,
huh?
If she was this woman, and if she wasn't, I'm of the belief that if she wasn't a superstar and she wasn't out here moving around, social media wasn't popping and all these different things, she wasn't blog worthy, let's just say that, then she would be more adept to being able to say, I'm going to sit back and enjoy the perks. And I don't know that I would put
take him and her out of it. Take the celebrity aspect out of it.
You can't, because
Rich, you have a one-track mind tonight. Take the celebrity aspect out of it. I'm saying in any relationship, if a woman is laying down with you for an extended period of time, and she is a thorough woman who brings something to the table, she knows her own value. She's a woman who chose you just like you chose her. I don't care if neither one of y'all got one follower on social media. You would be having that same conversation. That's it. Because a woman is not going to sit back. Hold up, Rich. Hold up. A woman is not going to sit back. A classy woman is not going to sit back in the closet for too long. I don't care how it starts, what y'all arrangement was. I don't care what the agreement was. After a while, a woman is going to be like, look, nigga, I am not one of those bees that you talk to, that you keep hidden in the closet, that when I'm around, you act like I'm your friend. That ain't happening here. So who am I to you? And you are not going to be putting me in the same box that you put all them other chicks with. And I can tell you that would happen whether you're a celebrity, whether you're rich, or whether you have 10 cents in the bank. If
And
you hook
you're
up,
wrong.
you're
And
okay.
you're wrong. We have
Okay,
this conversation all the time.
say that again.
Transactional relationships. There are some bad, beautiful, phenomenally beautiful women that are out there in some dude's closet because he is dropping the bag. So we can take all the celebrity out of it. We can take all the social media out of it. We can take all that and throw it away. There are beautiful women in Edgewater, New York, Soho, Atlanta that will sit there and subject themselves to that because they are getting the bag. There are women that are subjecting themselves to being with a married man that they know is married and will be quiet because he's taking care of me. He's taking care of me. So no, that's not true, Sean. Just because, now if you're in a regular relationship and it's I met you, you met me, and we're moving forward with life and we want this thing, but don't tell me, then that's different. But don't tell me, because I know women, I know girls, I have friends that are like, I am going to keep this relationship quiet because this nigga is taking care of me and I don't care what he got going on outside of this relationship. I don't care if this nigga got 6 wives and he Muslim. As long as I'm number 7 and he treat me as good as he treat them, I am going to soak all this shit up. I am going to soak it all up. Case in point. Social media. It could be 50 followers. It could be 5 million followers. You're out there, you're eating. You're on a date. And you do not post that man. You do not post that man. Sometimes it's because you don't want to post him because you know what you're doing. But sometimes you don't want to post him because you know that he don't want to be posted. Don't put me business outside in these streets. I'm taking care of you. I'm treating you to Nobles. I'm going out with you. We hanging out. You riding in Rolls Royces and Bentleys and flying private, bitch. I'm not going to tell you don't take pictures on this airplane. I'm not going to tell you don't take pictures in the back of this Rolls Royce. I'm not going to tell you don't take pictures of this little bitty ass piece of sushi you got at fucking Noble. But what I will tell you, bitch, is don't you ever put my motherfucking face on no goddamn social media. Because I don't want nobody knowing what the fuck I'm doing. And as long as I'm taking care of you, I am in control. So if you don't like it, then fuck it, move on. But as long as I'm doing this, and this is transactional, then you don't have a leg to stand on with me in regards to what you want to do. And I'm not saying it for me I'm not saying it for me. I'm just saying that I know that this exists. And these girls could sit out there and act like, damn, I ain't doing that.
Hold on, Rick. Don't respond to the comments. Me and you having a real conversation. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Or you got more?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I listened to you, and I'm crystal clear where me and you are not seeing eye to eye. You talking about a whole different type of woman, Rich. I'm not talking, you talking about a completely different type of chick. I'm talking about a real woman who ain't looking, don't give a crap if a nigga can take her to Noble. I don't care about what kind of car you drive. I don't care. I'm not with you because you can pay my bills. I am with you because I am into you. And you don't seem to be able to separate the fact that there are women out there still in 2022 that are not quote unquote city girls, that relationships are not transactional. I'm not saying that those relationships are not prevalent, but that's not who I'm talking about right now. Who I'm talking about is that chick that you wife. I'm talking about that woman who still carries herself with class, who still has a certain level of integrity because she knows who the hell she is. I don't need you for this. If I gotta live in a 1-bedroom box, I'm fine with that. I'm with you for you, period. Nothing more. And if you cannot value me enough to show the world that you're proud to be with me, then screw you. I'm out.
You formulated the argument 3 different times.
Hold up, Rich. I let you talk for freaking 10 minutes. You cut me off last time. I sat back.
You formulated this argument 3 times, but go ahead.
Me and you, we're gonna agree to disagree because you refuse to believe, you refuse to accept that every woman, every relationship ain't transactional. And I refuse to accept that every relationship is. So me and you, we gonna be off base on this, and I could be old. I'm older than you. I get it. To me, and I truly in my heart believe this. I could be dead freaking wrong. It's a lot of good quality chicks out there. It is. And every good chick ain't looking for a nigga to take care of them. They not looking for a nigga. They looking for gift. I want my partner. I want my soulmate. And it goes both ways because there's men who are just like, I want a damn good woman. I can't find one for the life of me. You know men who write just like I do, who are like, yo, I can't find a good woman to save my life. Where they at? And the women are asking the same question. Maybe our friends are bumping into the city girls. Maybe our friends are bumping in to the women where everything is transactional. But that ain't who I'm talking about in this conversation. I'm not. So if that is the only type of chick that you think is out there, then me and you, we off base here. We just are, because I don't believe every situation transactional. I just don't. And I could just be old. But go ahead.
My nigga, you have formulated this argument to you did some real Jedi mind trick. Fucking 5
What are you talking about? I'm listening to you.
Bro,
I'm listening to you, Rich.
We're talking about totality. Holistically, we're talking about society. So if we're talking about them, then do you have to specify? I'm not talking about this because I believe that they exist. Absolutely.
I did. You cut me off. You cut me off. Then I just went off and said what I had to say. So cut it out, Rich.
All right. So now if you're saying that I cut you off and I didn't hear you, then all I'm saying is that if we're going to do this conversation, I cannot pretend that those women on the other side of this don't exist. Because if we're talking about good, smart women, we're talking about women who got their shit together, who got jobs, doesn't mean that they don't have a dude who take care of them. Doesn't mean that they don't have. Now, are there women out there who are 100% independent and don't care about none of that stuff and just want the relationship for the sake of the relationship? They absolutely exist. I'm not going to pretend like they don't. But in totality, to have this conversation, there are a lot of beautiful, smart, intelligent, kind-hearted women that treat relationships as transactional. It could be sociological, it could be psychological, and you dealing with the last nigga you had, and you treating the next nigga based on the last nigga, and you ain't healed, and whatever the case may be. There's 1,000,001 different reasons for why people are doing these things. But if we're gonna talk about the good woman who doesn't want them, then I absolutely agree with you. They do exist, and they don't care about that stuff. And you're not going to keep that good woman in the closet, because you're absolutely right. She is at some point going to get fed up and say, you're not going to treat me like a side piece, because I know my worth. I know who I am, and you're going to treat me the way I deserve to be treated. I agree. I agree with you on that. All I'm saying is that there is another part of the world. I've dated them. I've dated those women. I've had good women. I've not had bad relationships, contrary to what the world may think. In my normal life, I have had regular relationships. Jasmine Silver, Jessica Jordan, Crystal Flowers, regular people, lawyers, teachers, whatever. So I 100% think that those people exist. All I'm saying is that our society, our world, the way it works in today's society, there is a humongous portion of that set of that dating population that thinks monetary. I've had women, Sean, I've had women that I would never in a million years think that they would say some of the things that they said. I've had women, I've talked to a girl on the telephone, and we've had conversations and whatever the case may be. And at some point, the numbers game starts. And you'd be like, wow, where the fuck did this come from? I had no idea. You tricked me, because I thought you were one of the good ones.
What is the numbers game?
Yo, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? Like, and then they hit you with like, if it's like, there's a woman out there who would not take $1 from a man. And I 100% agree that those women exist. That I don't want no money from no man. I'm paying for dinner. I don't even want you to look at me like that, because but you know why they're so desirable right now? Because there's so many of the others. You know why those women are adamant about why they are? See, this is how you know that the society is almost upside down at this point. Because a good woman wants you to know so bad that she's a good woman. And the reason she needs you to know so badly that she's different is because there's so many of the others, bro. There's so many of the others. Or else we would just automatically take into consideration you're a good woman. I met you. You seem like you're a good person. You got your head on shoulders. I would automatically assume that you're a good woman. You don't have to tell me I don't need nothing from a man. You don't have to tell me put your credit card away. I got this. You don't have to tell me those things. Because if this is just a regular flat level conversation, flat level relationship, then we should automatically assume that the other person is of this same caliber. But we don't assume that anymore, because there's so many of the others that you have to differentiate. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so for everybody who is in this live right now, do me a favor, please tag 10 of your friends, let them know one of the most interesting conversations on the gram is happening right now. Please tag your friends, get them into this, because I think it's a conversation, honestly, Rich, it needs to be heard. It needs to be debated. It needs to go back and forth. So everybody, please tag your friends. Let them know that the Boys Club is going on. Check it. If you want to be 100%, Rich, since the beginning of time, relationships have been transactional. But it's been traditional transaction, right? So even when I hear you say, put your credit card away, this, that, I don't see nothing wrong taking a woman out and paying for her. Okay, that's traditional. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with a woman, you don't, and to your point, you don't have to go on this whole diatribe, soliloquy about I don't need no man for this. I don't. To me, that don't make you a good woman.
Correct.
That just make you modern day feminist or whatever. I don't want that type of chick either. Let's be clear. Sean Prez ain't interested in that type of woman either. Just be normal, for God's sakes. Just go out, have a good time, have good conversation, stay up at night, talk on the phone. Just be normal. And I believe that there are a lot of normal, regular, good women out there who don't have to go off on this feminist jargon. They don't have to remind you of all that they're bringing to the table. Just be regular. And the same thing, it's always been transactional. A dude was expected to take care of finances in 2022. It's hard to do that. Everything is up. Everybody in this house need to be working, bringing something to the table. But you get the point. There's certain things that are traditionally men, certain things that are traditionally women. Mm-hmm. And in 2022, a lot of the traditional women thing have kind of gone out the window. So I will agree with you. But there's always been a certain level of transaction, Rich. You know it, and it just has been called tradition.
Correct.
So, you know, switching this conversation, I want to get back to the Puff Day, right? And not in the way that you think. Puff dropped the record. What's the name of his record? Gotta Move On.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a violation, in your opinion, for man or woman, if the other partner has moved on, had kids, married somebody new, whether you got a million people who follow you or you got one person, is it a violation? Like, yo, 4 years, a year, or I don't care if it's 10 days. We ain't together. I'm actually married. I have children. Is it a violation for somebody to come out and pour their heart out publicly, knowing you in the situation, or chivalry?
See, this is a hard question to answer, because music is supposed to be your feelings. So you're spilling out your heart and your soul, and you're putting it on paper. So if you're not over this relationship, or if you're not in a place where, and also people got to remember that a lot of this shit, music isn't real time. So just because you hear a song,
can we talk about that? That's why I say I'm using them. But I'm just asking for anybody, Rich. Say you don't have acting, you're not an artist. Can Sean, with Sean, because you're a public figure, I'm not. If I went on social media and I put out the best I can do, a love letter, read a love letter talking about my ex. Meanwhile, she done moved on. She's married. She got 2 kids. Is it, nigga, that's a violation. Let that person be. Or is that chivalry? If your ex did it, if Mariah Lynn, I don't know what order they come in. Damn, I be forgetting these chicks. But any of your exes, the ones who done been on this show, if they make a declaration about rich dollars after you done moved on and you with somebody new and you publicly with them, is that a violation or is it chivalry?
I think it's a violation. I think, okay, I have to preface this. First of all, people do things for different reasons. So if she's, like I said, if she's not over you and she's trying to create a scenario in which there's to create a dialogue, because a lot of times people do shit to create a dialogue, just to create the dialogue, and then they're gonna take it from wherever that dialogue takes them. They're gonna go from there. So if we're gonna, I might say some ridiculous shit to you just to get the conversation started, and then once we get into the conversation, I'm trying to win you back. Is it a violation? Yes, it's a violation. Yes, yes. If I've moved on and got 2 kids and I'm married and I have a whole new life separate from what we did, obviously, you know, it's done. Like, and it's a violation for you to bring up some shit that happened years ago, because now you fucking with my house. You fucking with my happy home. You know what I mean? And it's almost like a hater move, because our relationship didn't work out. Now you want to fuck with my happy home because I've moved on and found my happiness. Like, if you a real nigga, like May said it best. Like, I want to see you happy even if it's not with me. Like, that's real nigga shit. I want to see you happy even if it's not with me. So if you've moved on and you clearly are in your bag and you are having a, no pun intended, but you clearly have moved on and you living your life and you having a good relationship and you seem happy, I'm not going to interfere with that. That is a violation. It is a violation, because not only am I disrespecting you and your relationship, but I'm disrespecting this next person that don't have nothing to do with what we had. They're just worried about their relationship and how we're moving forward. And now you messing with that man or that woman who is just an innocent bystander in all of this, right? So, like, nobody should be subjected to having to deal with past relationships, especially if you've already put it to bed. If you've already put it to bed, then it's done. If you've already expressed to me, like, yo, Richie, it's over, and I've moved on, and this is my new man, and we're married, and we're going to have kids together, and we're going to live together happily ever after, I got to respect that. I got to respect that. As much as I want to trash you and go on the internet and say things, I'm going to refrain, because I'm a grown-up, and that's what grown-ups do. They don't look back and say, oh, I'm gonna expose you, or I'm gonna say this to you, or I'm gonna let this nigga know that I ain't over you yet. So keep your eye open for me, boy, because I might be coming around any corner. Like, no, bro, no. Like, no, nigga. Like, you found your happiness, now I gotta move on and find mine.
All right. I couldn't agree with you more. You know, first and foremost, if you and your ex don't have children together, if you do not share children together, and your ex has moved on and she's in a committed relationship, whether she's married or not, but she's committed from the outside, it looks happy. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but from the outside, by all outwardly appearances, y'all look happy together. And she done popped out a child or 2 with her new man. I think as a man, if my girl's ex, and I'm not a jealous dude by no stretch of the imagination, but if my girl's ex was making public declarations about she's the one who got away and this, that, and the third, in the beginning, I would let it go, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, yo, you know what? I already know. He did lose a good one. But if it's one of them, you trying to go like if it persists, or if you got a million plus and you trying to put it out there, and now you doing interviews and this, that, and the third behind it, to me, it's just such a violation to the new situation. And if it was reversed, if you know, if the female was the one out there talking about, you know, I gotta move on, and that was the love of my life, and this, that, and the third. If she's saying that to her friends and her family, by all means, we get it. But if you putting that out there in the public, you know what you're doing. You're trying to cause discord in a person's home. You are putting it out there with the intention of that new couple talking your name, getting in arguments. And I just think it's dead wrong. I don't see nothing chivalrous about it. So for any women or any men who's part of this conversation, if your ex has moved on, I don't care how hurt you are. I don't care how woke you are. Like you done moved on and now you see the error of your ways and now you so enlightened and you like, damn, I let the best thing that ever happened to me go. If that person's in a whole new situation, you were so out of pocket and so out of line for publicly even mentioning that person's name. And especially if y'all don't have kids together. Now, if you got kids and you slide in to the best mother ever, I know we ain't together, but she's amazing as a mother, or vice versa. If the woman broke up and she's like, you know, I know we ain't together, but this is the best father and he takes care of his kids, and that's your way of suddenly throwing it out there like, yo, I'm still thinking about you, then so be it. But if y'all ain't got no kids together, leave me alone. Leave that situation alone. You are out of line.
Absolutely. If you can sever ties and move forward and never look back, then you mentioning my name after the fact is whack. Bottom line. And that's and the only reason you should really have to look back is that if you got kids together, like you said. Like if you got kids together and you want to adore your baby daddy from a distance, like via co-parenting, and this is like your way of like adoration, then fine, okay. But nobody can get mad about that, because if you're a good father, you're a good father, and we have that bond. And until this little crumb snatcher turns 100 years old, we're gonna have that bond, and that's gonna be something real. And the person that you with should never try to come between a father and his child, a mother and his child, and her child. So they have to eat that. That's what part of the baggage of meeting someone that has children is, that you know that you're going to have to deal with that baby daddy, baby mama situation. There's always going to be there. So you shouldn't involve yourself in a relationship if you can't handle that. But like you said, if it's not about the kids and I can walk away from you and be completely void of emotion and any kind of interaction, then nigga, leave me alone. I moved on, you do the same.
Done deal. Okay, I'm gonna read something. We got a couple of questions from our audience members. I'll read them and we'll start letting callers in. All right. Okay. Hi, Sean. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Mm-hmm.
Ready. Hi, Sean. I've been tuning into the podcast for a couple of months now. I love it. I love how you and Rich give us insight into the mind of a man. Okay, so I have a question. Here's a little backstory. I've been with my boyfriend for 9 years. We have 2 kids, age 8 and 4 years old. In 2017, when I was 8 months pregnant with our second son, I found out that 1 year after we started our relationship, he cheated on me in 2014. We started dating in 2013, exclamation point, exclamation point. Long story short, I found some old emails. I contacted the female. She confirmed he was cheating. She knew about me. I confronted him. He denied it at first, and then he finally admitted it. I've been trying to forgive him. It's been 5 years since I found out, but I've been struggling to forgive him. I'm at the point where I'm hurt and betrayed. I'm hurt, and betrayal has overcome the love that I once had for him. I'm not in love with him anymore. And every time I think about leaving him, I feel guilty because he's a good dad to our kids and they look forward to seeing daddy every day after work. But I'm not in love with him anymore. We are not affectionate. He says he still loves me and he's still in love with me, but I see him more as my homie now. What do I do?
You got to go. That's simple. If you don't have the feelings, if you can't get over, like when nigga cheated, he fucked up. So let's start it there. He messed up. Sometimes people can get over it.
Rich.
What?
And I'm so sorry. But I want to make sure I stress the fact he cheated in 2014. They started dating in 2013. She found out in 2017. So for the last 5 years, from 2017 to 2022, she's been trying to forgive him. But just before you go into whatever you're going to go into, the man cheated 9 years ago.
But okay, so he initially cheated. So he initially set it up. He did the bad thing. The act of the betrayal came from him. If you can't forgive him after 9 years, you're wasting your life. At this point in time, if you're 9 years later and you still can't reconcile the fact that this man cheated and move on, and he's a great father and he's doing all the things that he needs to do, you have to move on. Like, if you cannot make amends with the fact that he did this, you have to move on. Regardless of how he treats you now, all the great things he's doing, if the love is no longer there, y'all are wasting your time. Y'all are wasting your time. Let that man go and find somebody else. You need to go and find somebody else, and y'all need to leave amicably so you can co-parent and do the things that you need to do for your kid. I don't know that you can blame a man for cheating 9 years later. To me, get over it. It happened. You stuck around long enough. But if you can't, then why are we here? 9 years later, you haven't gotten over it. Why are we here? Tell me you haven't gotten over it. It's evident that you're not going to get over it if it's been 9 years. And if I don't want to be able, I don't want you looking at me like you said, the homie, if we're in a relationship. There's something missing and we weren't able to get it back. Some people forgive and don't forget. Some people can't forgive or forget. And she seems like the kind of person that I can't forgive you and I can't forget what you did, but I'm trying because we have a kid and you actually are an amazing man, but I can't get over the things that you've done. So you know what? If you can't get over it, beloved, then it's time that we both just move on.
Wow. Okay. Rich, I hit her back with a couple of questions, but she didn't hit me back in enough time because I really I asked her straight up because I knew I wanted to talk to you about this evening. I asked her straight up, like, are you sure it's the cheating that made you fall out of love with this man? Because it's so hard. And ever since I read her question, I've been going back and forth with it. My initial thought, my gut is exactly everything you said. But it's so hard to tell somebody to walk away from a 9-year relationship, 2 kids.
Yeah.
And we don't have all the facts. And I was just trying, and I wish she is watching this. Maybe we can revisit this next week. But are you sure, first and foremost, before I even get my thoughts, are you sure this is it? Because people fall out of love with people. I mean, 9 years is 9 years. Like maybe he just old crackers to her. Mm-hmm. And she said, I see him as the homie. Maybe even if this man was the best man on the planet, ain't never did nothing wrong, she would feel the same way. she would feel like, yo, I look on the other side of this bed and I don't even want to touch you. You more like my brother now than you are my man. So I just wish we had more information, but just going on the information she gave us, here's my advice to her. You know me well enough to know, and everybody who watched this show know me well enough to know, I don't believe in staying in a relationship to the kids. I don't.
Correct.
I believe in working to save a relationship for the kids. I believe in doing everything humanly possible that you can do to salvage whatever you had for the kids. But if it ain't there no more, move on. Because I would rather my children grow up, especially young men. She said her second son. So I'm assuming they have 2 boys.
Okay.
I would rather, I mean, young men, with all that's going on social media, with all that's going on television, what's accepted now, that when me and you was young, they didn't even show certain things. Everything flies now on regular TV. It ain't even got to be cable channels like once before. Relationships, the images that are put out to our kids, it's so screwed up now. It is no wonder why women are growing up and everything's transactional, and men are growing up and everything's transactional, because the images they've been seeing their entire life has made them feel like chaos is normal. I don't need to get married. I don't need to fall in love. I can smash whoever I want to smash. So that's why what they see in their home, especially from the 2 most impressionable people that should ever be in their life, is so important. So for me, I would never tell nobody to stay with somebody because of the kids. I think your children would much rather, and they would benefit more from them seeing you apart, but you love each other and you're respectful to one another and you are co-parenting the right way, than being in the same house and she sleep in one room, you sleep in the other room. Y'all don't show affection toward one another. This is just the homie. To me, that is damaging. So I'll start there.
It's absolutely damaging.
Very much that, but people do it every day, Rich. You know it.
Yeah.
I want to save my family. I want to stay together for the kids. Screw that. If you really want to do something right for the kids, move on. If that's the only reason you in this. Now, if you're willing to commit to trying to find that love that was once lost, that's a whole different story. But if you can't find it, move on. But in her case, I'm going to double down on what you said. This man cheated in 2013. That is 9 years ago. 9 years. You found out in 2017. I know you was hurt. I know you was wounded. I know you don't trust him no more. You put in as much time as you can. 5 years, 2017 to 2022. If you tried to make it work for 5 years and you still can't get over, leave. Leave. You did the work. I think 5 years is a long enough time. If this is truly the reason why you are no longer in love with this man, it's a long enough time to say, you know what? I gave it a fair shot. I tried. I just don't see him the same no more.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see. He is my homie. He's my baby's father. But I can't stay in a loveless relationship. And this is where, and I feel like this about all relationships, there has to be a certain level of selfishness. And what I mean by that is you owe it to yourself. Like, we only getting older. We ain't getting no younger. We only getting older as human beings. You owe it to yourself to find somebody that makes you feel beautiful. You owe it to yourself to find somebody that sexes you down like you a teenager and this is your first nut. Like, you owe it. You owe that to you. If you're not in that situation, you probably in the wrong situation. If you can't find your way back to that, it's probably time to leave. So for that woman who wrote in, I thank you for your question. And if that cheating incident is truly, because that's what you said it was, but if that is truly the thing that you can't get over and you don't see yourself getting over it in no time, you owe it to yourself and you also owe it to that man. You really do. Let that man go find somebody and be happy. But most of all, you owe it to your children because they need to see what a loving relationship looks like. And right now, I don't think in that household, y'all are giving them a good example, especially two boys. I don't think y'all are showing them what love truly looks like. Again, Rich.
Nah, and people don't think that the kids can detect that.
There you go.
Kids detect that. So now all you're doing is you're making them see the world through your eyes, and that's not what you want. You want them to see the good stuff. You want them to understand that you can co-parent. This did not work with mommy and daddy. It is possible that you can be a good man and you can go out here and do the things that you need to do. And daddy is a good man and he's going to be here for you and he's not going anywhere. That's strong parenting, as opposed to showing them what you spoke about earlier, sleeping in the other room. They coming in the room and jumping on the bed and realize that mommy and daddy ain't even in the same bed together. Like, it's not a loving household. So unless you can create a loving household, then you need to move on and show them that they can still receive love without it being that. Because it's almost counterproductive to try to do it the other way around. You know what I mean? People underestimate the power of the mind. And when these kids are actually the power of the heart, and when they start to feel that shit ain't right. And all you're doing is showing them that, and now they're going to grow up and they're going to try to do the same thing. And then you're going to have a vicious cycle of a bunch of motherfuckers who are not doing the right thing by one another. And then that's just how it moves on. When in reality, you can show them that there is a way to do this and it can work. You know what I mean? So, I agree with you on that. 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll leave it here, and I'm gonna go to one more question before we call it in because it's a quick question. Don't ever underestimate you and those kids' fathers. Y'all are their role models, their mentors. Y'all are setting the tone for their life in so many areas, whether it's relationship. If daddy don't work every day, then that tells them little boys that he can lay up in the relationship and let whatever girl go out and work and pay the bills. Y'all are the ones setting the tone for the rest of their life. Think about them kids. Okay, I'm gonna ask Rich one quick question, then we're gonna let callers in. Everybody, if you're trying to get in the conversation, please hit that request button. That is the plus button below. Y'all know the rules. You must be in a well-lit location. You must have good Wi-Fi or good cellular connection. You must Put your face in the camera. We do not talk to empty screens. And lastly, you must have a question. Okay, quick question for you, Rich. Young lady writes to us, hey, so if your man doesn't cuddle at night and says it's cause he's hot, or don't hold you in public, is that weird?
Huh?
If your man doesn't cuddle at night and says it's cause he gets too hot. So I guess if you sleeping, laying next to the woman, and you ain't holding her while you sleep, and she like, yo, nigga, you don't even touch me through the night, and he turn around and say, yo, it's cause I'm hot.
Right.
She said that weird, but she also added a second sentence, or he don't hold your hand in public. Is that weird?
Absolutely. Either it's weird for different reasons. It could be weird because he's just not affectionate. Maybe he has sociological issues that he had with his mother, where there was no love, and that's why he doesn't want to show affection like that. So that's weird in another dimension. But if you have a man and y'all are together and he doesn't want to show you public affection and doesn't want to hold you at night, that's weird. Like, that's a red flag. Like, that's a major red flag if you are with someone who doesn't feel like they want to show you any affection. Like, isn't that what love is all about? It's like love and affection. They're synonymous. Like, there's a whole two words that go hand in hand, love and affection. You can't love me if you don't show me affection unless you have your own psychological issues that you need to deal with. Or maybe, I mean, does he do other things? Like, maybe he's just not a lovey-dovey kind of person. So maybe but he does love you, he just ain't lovey-dovey. Like, does he do other things that would lead you to believe that this man is here for a reason? Like, I'm trying to understand. Like, I don't know if we have enough information, because I'm not an affectionate person. I'm not trying to run up behind you and all the PDAs and sitting on each other's lap in restaurants, and that's just not me. It has nothing to do with you. It probably has to do with more about how Jewel raised me from a sociological aspect than it does how I feel about you as a woman or my woman. But I do other things that you would be like, well, the nigga, he just don't do that. He just don't do that. But I do snuggle at night. Like, there's got to be some things that you do that would lead a woman to believe that you're here for a reason, right? Like, you can't just be totally void of emotion and affection and expect that this woman's gonna maintain a happy relationship. It's impossible.
Okay, you got more?
Nah.
All right, we see it a little different. And this got to do with geometry. I mean, geography, rather. Nigga, if you live below the Mason-Dixon line, if you down south somewhere, if you in Arizona, if you in Las Vegas, yo, it get hot at night. Like when she wrote that, I had to smile, because I'm like, yo, I go through the same thing. I'm like, I'm hot. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I am hot. I like that body heat in the middle of the night is real. And unless we got that AC blasting or something, like, yo, like it ain't weird. Now, if you live in Alaska, if you in Boston, if you in New York City, anywhere from November to March, and dude sleeping on the other side of the bed talking about he hot, well, that may be a problem. But if this man is literally in Las Vegas somewhere. He look out the window and it's a desert. That nigga hot. Like, I don't know how else to put it. So I don't know where this woman live. The only thing I could say, it might not be as weird as you think based on where you live. That's real
Yo,
talk.
my nigga, you just broke this whole relationship down into a geographical location as if niggas ain't got air conditioning all over the world. If it's hot outside and you got the air on and it's keep your house at 72 degrees, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to snuggle at night.
Yo, Rich, everybody don't have AC. Everybody don't.
Okay.
Everybody don't have AC. It's some niggas out there with fans right now, and they hot. Like, it's as simple as that. It's somebody watching the boys club right now, second,
Burning up.
and they got a fan right next to them. Like, good Lord, it's hot up in here. But I love the boys club. So, real talk, like you take it for granted. People got ACs and all that. I'm just saying, sometimes, Rich, like depending on where you located, you might change your answer on that.
Okay, so what about the holding hands part?
I don't see nothing weird about that either. I don't. I don't see nothing weird about that either. And I'm gonna tell you why. You just said you're not affectionate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes ain't affectionate. A lot of dudes, for them, me walking down the street, like let's just be men right now.
Okay.
That's corny for a lot of men. Like me walking down the street, holding your hand. I'm not in high school. I ain't in junior high school. That just feel corny to me. When I see dudes doing that, and they wearing matching pink shirts with their girl, like it just feel corny. So maybe that's not weird either. Like it depends on the man. So for that part of it, not holding hands, I think it got a lot to do with your partner. Like is he a manly man? Is he affectionate in other areas? Because some men, that's not the way that they show their affection. I'm just not walking down Broadway holding my girl's hand. You just said you wasn't that dude.
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is that, shit, a nigga got to do something. You don't want to hug me at night. You don't want to hold my hand. That's why I said, does he do other things? If he does
Maybe he
other
do.
things,
Maybe he do.
and if he does, then you got to give him that. Like, if he doesn't, if it in fact is 80 degrees and you niggas are sweating in bed and sweating through puddles of fucking, sleeping through puddles of fucking water, then okay. And if we nigga don't want to walk, I don't want to walk down the street holding no hands. I don't want to. That's not who I am. So I 100% agree with that. But there's got to be other things that you're doing to make that person feel wanted. If you can't make that person feel wanted and there's not other things that you're doing to show affection and your love for that person, then you're going to run into issues.
I couldn't agree with you more, but we don't have enough information. We only commented on the specifics of what she asked. So I don't know what a man doing. I just know he ain't holding her at night and he ain't holding her hands when they go out.
So niggas walk around the house holding hands in the house?
Yo, maybe in the house he grabbing her butt. Maybe he grabbing her butt. Maybe he do other things. I don't know what the man do.
Okay. I mean, she need to come back in and explain to us more in depth about what's going on and within their confines, because I'm feeling like this nigga don't even like you.
Nah, Rich, you bugging, man. You gonna put something in that woman's head and have her looking at a man sideways tonight? Come on, that ain't fair.
If she knows that he's doing other things, then so be it. But if this is a trend of the daily routine, I'm not holding you at night. I'm not holding your hand. Leave me the fuck alone. It's hot. You bugging me. If this is the if this is the consistency that you have within your relationship, that nigga don't like you. Now, if he's doing other things and you can be like, oh well, no, he doesn't do that, but he does this, then give that man a pass. Maybe it is hot. Maybe it is hot. Or maybe you niggas need to get some air conditioning. Or maybe you niggas need to go to Target and get you one of them little portable joints and make it so it's not 80 degrees in your motherfucking room at night. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal, right? Before we go to call-ins, like I said, if they live in the Northeast and it's November, December, and he's still talking about I'm hot at night, maybe you got something like you should be questioning it. If you met this man day one and he was holding your hand and now he don't hold your hand in public no more, you should question him. But if you knew this man, knew him with his ex, you ain't never seen that man hold nobody's hand. Maybe that's just not what he do. So I don't think we got enough information. For all we know, that man's sitting home massaging her feet, and she worried about being outside and him holding her hand. Like, get a man a break. All right, let me see what we got, Rich. Yeah, man, you just never know.
Hey y'all.
What up, what up, what up?
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell. I don't know. Like, do you work at a hairdresser, like at a beauty salon or something?
I'm a hairstylist. That's what I do.
Oh, because I'm like, yo, you spending your whole damn check, like having people do your hair.
I mean, I do pay to get my hair done, but I'm a hairstylist, so.
I hope you getting a discount.
Mm-hmm.
But your hair always look nice, SB.
Well, thank you. So, here's my question, and it's actually a part of the beginning of you guys' conversation. Because I always hear you guys talking about relationships being transactional from a guy's perspective. And so, for women who are self-sufficient and, quote unquote, don't need a man for anything, how do they realistically protect themselves from ending up with a guy who's selfish or a complete loser? Like, how do you know if you got a selfish guy if you don't ever require anything? I feel like that's the flip side to not requiring anything. Not that it has to be transactional, but I need you to show me something. Plan a date, do something to show me where you are at, and where your interests are really, because,
SB, what you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said earlier about relationships being transactional and women always requiring men to do this and do that. And there's women out there that don't expect a man to pay for anything or do anything. Yeah, that's true. But then aren't they doing themselves a disservice? Like, at what point do you figure out where a man is at in terms of feelings with you if you never require him to do anything? Like, you can end up with a selfish man and not even know it just because you're so independent and not requiring him to do anything at all that you don't know whether he's that type of guy until you actually require him to do something.
Sean?
I wasn't even paying attention to the question. I'm trying to figure out, how does SB function high? Like, I'm trying. Can we? SB is clearly over there. SB, I'm looking at your face. I'm looking at your eyes. You clearly are sitting there smoking.
I was.
I know you were. So I'm so thrown off. What's your question again? Like, how? Like, yo, you so high right now. Like I was like, SB, you know Sean Prez loves you to death. But Rich, would you stop? But you gotta ask that question again.
My question is, in the dating process, if you don't if you're so independent and you don't require a man to do anything, how do you know that you're not ending up in a relationship with a selfish man? that won't do anything.
Got you.
Because there are guys who are just comfortable sitting back and letting a woman do everything to the point where they won't do anything. Because ability to and willing to are two different things.
You know, SB, this is something you've been with us long enough, and you've been a friend of the show long enough. So I'm gonna give you an answer that we always say because it really does go back to that. You get what you accept. Women get. A man is going to give you what you accept, and what I mean by that is, and that's for better or for worse. If a woman accepts a dude running around, cheating, coming home when he want to come home, if she takes him back again, you can argue, threaten, act like she gonna be out, but she's never out. She's accepted it, and as long as she accepted, she's going to get that.
Well, I'm not really talking about cheating. I'm talking about like, okay, when you meet a guy and you're saying, and you just enjoy being around him, you enjoy his company, and you're like, okay, let's go here. You guys hang out sometime, you know, you pay for it. You're not really looking for him to pay anything because you're independent. And then you end up in a relationship with this guy. And now you're complaining that there's no romance and he doesn't plan anything and he doesn't put any effort into anything. How would you ever know that that's who you're getting if you don't require anything, is what I'm saying from the beginning.
Well,
it's not so much about the cheating part.
I only used the cheating because I was going to go somewhere else with it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Rich, it sounds like you got something. Jump in.
Nah, it's called reciprocation. Nobody on this live has ever said that you're supposed to go 100% all in. No matter how independent you are, you're supposed to. It's called reciprocation. It's called being able to hold your own. Nobody's going to go to a relationship, no matter how independent you are, and expect that I'm supposed to do this for you every single time, and you don't have to bring anything to the table. That would be just silly on your part. That would be a silly aspect from you to go into it. That's like sugar mama, sugar daddy type shit. Now, if that's the relationship that you maintain, then that's fine. If that's the relationship that you have determined that this is going to be from the beginning, then don't try to change the game in the ninth inning. But if this is a real relationship and you coming into it with real open mind and you're trying to get to know somebody, then it should be reciprocation. Nobody should be more prone to do all the expenditures than the other person should be able to do. If you're an independent woman, then let your independence resonate. Let that shit come out. And if I'm a man, no matter how independent you are, I'm not finna let you pick up the bat, do everything for me, because it's gonna make me, that's emasculating. It's gonna make me feel a way about myself. Like I'm sitting out here letting you do everything for me. What does that say about me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it should be a two-way street. And if it isn't, then that's a red flag. And if you got a nigga who constantly lets you pull out your credit card or pull out your cash, that's a red flag. Same thing for a man. As much as a man is supposed to be the person who pays for these things, you want a woman to be like, yo, you bought the movie tickets, nigga. I got the popcorn. I got the snacks. Or you did dinner. I got drinks after we go to the club tonight. I got, you know what I'm saying? And even if you turn it down, the thought that counts. Even if you be like, nah, baby, I got it. Like, I'm good. Put that away. Your money not good here. She made the effort. She let you know that she was willing to go there and do that. Right. Now, how you feel and how you take that is how you take that. But nobody's supposed to do everything 100%. You'd be a damn fool to do it 100% and let a nigga get away with having crocodile arms or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I mean, Rich, you're absolutely right. And to kind of go back to my early point, what I was saying is, you see, people, and I won't just say women, but it's people. You have more you have more power in a relationship than you give yourself credit for, right? And when women come into it, and I'll be specific to women, when women come into a relationship, you kind of should set the tone for what it is up front, like that I'm looking for. If you come into a relationship and and the tone is, I don't need a man for this, I don't need a man for that, I'll pay for my own this, that. You set the tone for the relationship. So a dude is gonna give you that. Okay, that's what it is. Then I'm not gonna pay for whatever. I'm not gonna do, because you just set the, but conversely, if a woman come into a situation and she has expectations of that man, if that man want to be with her, he will rise to those expectations. He will. If she expects to be treated like a woman, if she expects that you're going to pay for dinner, and you're going to take me out on dates, if she expects a certain level of chivalry, if a man is truly into that woman, I promise you, I don't care what dude it is. He could be the hardest man on the planet. If he's really into that woman and she sets a level of expectations, if he wants to be with her, not just want to hit it, but wants to be with her, he will rise to that level of expectation that she sets. That's facts. That is 100% facts. But where women go wrong is they accept less than what they expect. If they want something, they expect, but they accept what he gives because they want him. They want a man. I'm tired of being alone, whatever it might be. But if a woman sets the tone, and I'm talking about with a man that is truly into you, and it ain't just about hitting it, the easiest way to weed a whack nigga out, set the expectations for what you want and don't bend on it. Like this is what I'm looking for. If you can't meet me here, I'm not asking for the world. I'm not asking for you to buy me a Bentley. I'm not asking for you to take me on private jets. What I am asking for is respect. I'm asking for a certain level of chivalry. I'm asking for communication. I'm asking for you to pick up the damn phone and don't just text me and think that you have done enough. All of those things a woman really does have the control in. But typically, far too often, women accept what they're given, instead of making a man rise to the level of her expectation. And that's when you get that cornball dude that you were talking about in the beginning of your question. That's when you get him. So hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully I understood your question and answered it properly. And
Stop letting them cornballs in, SB.
Look, I'm very busy, and I'm not looking for what a man can or can't do because I do have my own money. So it's like, okay, if I'm enjoying your company, I'm enjoying your company, and then as time goes on, those red flags start to show up. Like, oh, this dude is comfortable just letting me pay for everything because he thinks that I live like this or live like that. Yeah,
Sugar mama. It's giving me sugar mama. It's giving me sugar mama with pretty teeth.
Okay, so then what's the flip side of things? Because then it's like you talk about the city girls who's like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that, and now you get called a city girl because you require some stuff, and not a Bentley, but just where is chivalry?
Not a city girl because you require some stuff. It's more to being a city girl than requiring some stuff. Hot girl summer is being a city girl. Hot girl summer ain't just like that's a whole like city girls 1, regular niggas 0. There's a whole connotation that goes along with that city girl thing. That it's cool if you 20 something years old, but if you 40 something years old, that I don't know that that's something that you want to that's a playground that you want to play on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to play in that sandbox at my age, where I'm out here and you're feeling like. I think people get it twisted. I think the number one thing for this whole relationship thing is don't be entitled. Nobody should be entitled. Don't feel like a nigga owe you nothing. Don't feel like a nigga supposed to buy you something. Don't feel like a nigga supposed to treat you any kind of certain way. Those are acts of kindness that come with being deserved. You treat me good, I treat you good. You buy me dinner, I buy you dinner. You buy me McDonald's, I buy you fucking Noble. You know what I'm saying? You buy me hookah, I buy you the hookah bar. Like it's everything is relative to where the person is, and everybody doesn't have to come in 50-50. But you gotta put in the effort. And if you don't want to put in the effort, then this shit ain't gonna work. And that goes back to your original point. If a nigga's not gonna show you that he values you and your worth, then you don't want to be around him. If he's not gonna buy you movie tickets and then popcorn, I mean, whatever the case may be. If he got his hands in his pockets and he looking at you like, why you ain't pulling out your wallet, then that's a red flag. And cut that nigga off because he corny. And shouldn't no man want no woman to take care of him to that degree. As far as I'm concerned, that's emasculating.
I agree.
Yeah, but what man gonna turn that down, Rich? Like if a woman, she always pulling out her credit card. What man gonna turn that down? And I'm listening to y'all, right? And this is why I know, man, like I'm just old at this point. And I pray that the advice that I be giving resonates, because it's what I believe. Like if a woman, if a woman is even, and I say this as humble as I can, but I have more than most. I do. I can afford more than most, but I'll be damned if I bump into a chick and there's an expectation of I want this, that, all that transactional stuff we be talking about. I'm in control of me. I'll be the first one to say thank you and good night. Like there's nothing you can bring to the you don't look that good. Like you just don't. And if this is the way you think you get a quality man, if this is what you think it's about, go get another one of them dudes. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I can't do it financially, but I won't do it because I'm not accepting that. I want a real woman. I just do. And I'm not going to apologize for wanting a real woman. That's what I want. And we get into this just like we did earlier. There are real women out there that it ain't transactional, and I'll wait until I can find that woman. I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to budge. I'm not going to lower my standards and settle for a city girl because this is what y'all expect. Well, go get one of them then. It just ain't me. And I ended on the fact that, because I keep saying this, we all have power over us. What you choose to accept is on you. You can always walk. You can always take your time and say, you know, I want to take this relationship slow because I want to learn a little bit more about you. If they say no, okay, not a problem. Go ahead. If a woman come and talking about, yo, I see what you drive, you can afford a Birkin bag, I got a choice to buy that Birkin bag, or I got a choice to look at her like she got 10 heads and tell her you must be out your mind. Go get a job. Because I'm not buying it. You don't deserve it. You've done nothing to earn that. Not from me. And you damn sure won't be talking to your friends about Sean Prez as a mark. So I just think that when it's all said and done, you are in control of you, SB. Richie's in control of Richie. Sean Prez is in control of Sean Prez. We make decisions that affect our life. And it ain't no man or no woman out there that has the control over you to where you can't just walk away. If you made a mistake, yo, you know what? I got to live with it. I'm in too deep, but this ain't what I'm looking for. I ain't trying to be your sugar mama. I ain't trying to be your sugar daddy. This, that, and the third. So, I mean, you know, maybe this is just some OG advice, but I just feel like you get what you accept. Real talk. That's the best I could take.
So basically, in short, SB, stop accepting that bullshit from these niggas.
As always, it's been real.
You be out here cornrolling niggas' heads and shit for free. you be out here fried dye laying niggas shit down to the side for free. Come on, baby, come to the shop. I got you, baby.
You got all the jokes in the world tonight, don't you, Rich?
I'm just saying. It's been real.
Thanks for the advice, y'all.
As we got them summertime cornrows in.
Listen.
And the next time you see me, it'll be different.
I know, as it always is.
Well, actually, no, I'm working next week, so next week.
All right.
Later, SB.
Third member.
Sus One, what up, nigga?
Sus in here?
Yeah, I just seen Sus pop up in the room.
Yo, Sus, what up, fam? Long time. Oh, okay. I just ex-SBI. Yo, if you're trying to get in on the conversation, please hit that plus button. If not, we gonna move on. I don't know if we got anybody in the waiting room, Rich. Hold on. Let me see. Turquoise, where you at?
Turquoise, oh God. Sound like some shit from P Valley.
Maybe she ain't there. Maybe she declined. I don't know. But that's all. That's all we got. If you try to get in, hit that plus button. I'm gonna see if anybody's trying to get in. If not, okay, Rich. We on here for 2 hours anyway, man. You want to go into more conversations, or you want to end it here?
Nah, we can end it. Would you? Okay. You have something else?
I mean, I always got plenty. I always got plenty to go.
Of course you do. Of course you do. We could do another topic.
Oh, shout to Rome in the building. We got everybody in here. Shout to Rome in the building. All right, let me see what else we got. You sure, Rich? Let's end it on a high note.
We ended on a high
Come
note.
back. We 2 hours in already.
SB's always a high note.
Okay. For everybody, this episode will be up tomorrow on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go over. Just punch in the Official Boys Club, Sean Prez, Rich Dollars. It will come right up. Subscribe to it. This episode will be up tomorrow on YouTube, and it will also be on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, and every other streaming podcast. Wherever you get your podcast from, this will be up tomorrow. Please continue to tell a friend about who we are, what we're doing, and if you enjoy us, meet us here back next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday night. Rich, you got the last word.
Shout out my brother, Dr. Will, in the building. What's up, Freddie? Shout out my guys, everybody that tunes in every week. Like I said, like Sean said, we appreciate y'all. Y'all make this go. Questions, conversations. It's an amazing time. We have a good time doing it. So check it out. Next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be here. Don't miss it. It's always gonna be a good time, yo.
Hold on, Rich. I just had a couple of people trying to get in. Do you want to let them in or not?
Of course,
No.
of course.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see if they come in. I know we just said good night to everybody, but just had a couple of people try to get in. Okay, she did not pick up. Let's see. I don't know. It keeps saying unable to join. I don't know what that means.
It means they got badass internet.
Is that what it means?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it keeps saying that they're unable to join.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Maybe that's just a bad sign. All
Yo.
right, Rick, hit me offline.
I bet.
One love.
My nigga.
Thank y'all. Next week.